This one thing that you are not doing is keeping you from signing more clients. I'm Elle, and I'm a relationship-based business coach, and I help you get more clients sustainably. I fell into this trap when I started coaching and I launched my business. I had a few low-touch freebies. I had a PDF, I had a meditation, and I also ran ads that went directly to booking a call with me. This is the method that my coaching training taught me to do. It said have a freebie, so I made one. It taught me how to do ads, but it didn't really explain how to run them effectively. So I was just following along, doing what I thought was the right thing to be doing. And let me tell you, I did not have a full paying client for over a year. And the problem was I was expecting somebody to buy high ticket coaching without a lot of interaction from me. I gave them a PDF, sure, a meditation, sure, but they didn't really know me. They didn't really understand what I was offering them. And I was a new person to their world. We had no relationship. So looking back, I can understand why no one bought for over a year. Because the way I like to think about this is that we need to have enough gravitas with our audience before they can buy high ticket programs with us. In this context, gravitas means weight, that they can feel the weight of their own problems. They can feel the weight of the truth and the realness of the work that you do with people. They can feel the weight of the potential for real transformation. And they can feel the weight of some kind of relationship with you, that they know you, they know your voice, they know your style, they know how you explain things. Basically, you have some kind of trust between you. This is the gravitas that they can feel of the weight of the work that you could do together. This is the weight of their problem that they no longer want to have. This is the weight of the solution that they're looking for. It feels tangible. It feels real. Now, you'll see a lot of programs trying to create this with kind of esoteric answers, with energy, with alignment, that kind of thing. And it makes sense sometimes that we explain it that way because it can be hard to understand, well, what creates that gravitas? What creates that weight? What creates that feeling? But it isn't alignment. It isn't manifestation. It isn't even that ethereal or hard to explain. It's actually just human psychology. And that psychology tells us that people will not invest large sums of money into working with a person who they don't know, providing an experience that they don't really understand without knowing their method and their style. The question then becomes, well, how do we create that gravitas? How do we let people know our style? How do we let people know us? How do we help them understand the depth of the work that we provide? And it's not a mystery. You don't have to necessarily do any magic to make it happen. But if you want to do that and you want to do your occasional ritual, you're welcome to. I love doing ritual as well. I love spending time in my office, lighting my candle, working at my altar. It gets me in the flow. It makes me enjoy the work that I do with people. So you're welcome to do all the rituals that you want. And I don't want you to miss out on these practical steps and these true relationship business skills that a lot of times programs that just sell alignment or manifestation or magic miss out on. In my experience, those programs don't teach the practical because they don't necessarily understand that that is what is creating the selling. That's what's creating the revenue. Again, no shade to people who are running those programs. I think often they have a kind of unconscious competence in some of these real business skills, and so they don't understand how to teach it. They're doing it, but they don't realize they're doing it, and so they don't teach it to you. So all of that to say, I want you to be doing the things that make your business feel fun and exciting and alive and magical to you, but you must also do these practical skills. So what is the thing that helps create that gravitas around your brand for people who are in your orbit? Maybe they're on your list. Maybe they follow you on social media. It's hosting a conversion event. These are also called a masterclass or a webinar. You may have heard them by those terms. Different parts of the world like to call them different things. You can do them online. You can do them in person, but you must give people a high touch experience with you. You must give them a direct transmission, a direct experience of what it's like to be in your presence. You must give them a direct experience of your method and your approach. And you must do it in a way that is strategic, that points to the program that you're looking to enroll them into. So the mistake I make that leaves money on the table, that leaves clients in the dust, is that people are not hosting these conversion events at all. So if you're not doing them, you got to start doing them. If you have been doing them and they're not leading to sales, that could be a number of other things that you're not doing strategically. So what does that look like? When you're hosting conversion events, but you're not doing them in a strategic enough way, it can look like one of these 4 things. Maybe you're just doing them as a one-off class. People come in, they have an experience, or you teach on a topic. It could be a guided practice, or again, it could be informational, or it could be a combination. And then you don't lead them anywhere afterwards. You just kind of say, thanks for coming, see you later. And there's no call to action. There's no way to book a call with you or invitation to book a call with you. You're hoping they'll kind of stumble upon it, or maybe they'll find it in your email later. Masterclasses should always include a call to action to book a call with you. Or if you're a little bit further along, you might be booking with a sales representative, or if your program is a little bit lower ticket, sometimes it's a direct call to buy. The second mistake I see people make is that they are not teaching the class in a way that directs the viewer towards a buying decision. This is the heart of what I teach with a lot of my clients in our provider program. I'm a former professor, so I've been in education for decades and decades now. Teaching is one of my passions, and so I love helping my clients understand how to host these events in a way that is smart and strategic and fun. Again, we are providing value with this class. We're making it an enjoyable experience for people. If all they do is come to this class with us, that is fine. And it's ultimately in service of you and of them to help assess fit, to help move people towards a buying decision. So the class ultimately should be helping them decide, is this for me? Is this not for me? Do I want to take the next step or not? And so we must be teaching it in a strategic way, in a thoughtful way that helps them do that. If you'd like to know more about how to do that, I've thought about making a YouTube series. If that is something that you're interested in, let me know in a comment below so that I can create that for you and talk a little bit more about hosting classes. One of the things that we're always doing in our business is identifying who our work is for and who it is not for. That's true of social media. You've probably heard that, but it's also true of your master classes. The third mistake that people make is teaching too many things. They kind of just dump their whole approach or your whole method. If you don't have an approach or you don't have a method, that is also something I love supporting my clients with. You do need one of those, but we're not going to necessarily just blast everybody with everything. We're teaching on one specific topic around one specific problem and one specific solution to that problem, generally speaking, so that the thread through, the clarity to the program that we are launching or pitching or inviting them into is very, very clear. So this is, we're talking about curriculum design, we're talking about teaching here, and it's really important to do that in a thoughtful, strategic way. Finally, I don't see this happen that much, but I wanted to put it on this list. I have seen it happen here and there, is teaching a lead event, masterclass, webinar in a kind of sleazy way. A lot of us have had kind of icky feelings from it because we've enrolled in one and it's making these promises and it's saying, at the end of the webinar, you'll have the opportunity for this and then that, and then in this thing, I'm going to tell you, you will blah, blah, blah. And you never get there. You're just sitting there forever. And there's no humanity to it and there's no real value to it. That is also what I am not talking about. So you do not need to buy one of these expensive programs that set you up with this pre-recorded whatever that doesn't actually provide value. I want you showing up live with your audience and teaching something and having a real connected experience with them, in person or online. Just to tell you a little bit of a story, I have a client who was looking to get to consistent 5K months, and teaching masterclasses is exactly how they did this. And this is the strategy that we are now using to help them scale to 10K months. They came in and worked a lot on sales, and they said, I like teaching, I want to do this. And, I feel crunchy around it. I don't know. We worked through some of that resistance and the things we needed to do to make it more efficient and more enjoyable for them. And they admitted, I can see that although I do make organic sales for my program, the masterclasses really get in a flood of people. And so they were able to sell 10, 11 spots from one single masterclass and hit their sales goal that way. So there is a strategic way to do this so that you're teaching topics that resonate more and more deeply with your audience. Again, if you ever want me to go into that a little bit more deeply, let me know in the comments below and I can think about making a more robust training on this for you here on YouTube. This approach is also the secret to selling any kind of group program. So if you're looking to get out of one-on-one and scale to group, whether adding a group or doing a group exclusively, you're going to need to do these conversion events to get a bunch of people in the door at once. So I would love to know, now that we've talked a bit about conversion events, also known as webinars or masterclasses, what would you like to teach about? What is a topic that you think your audience would enjoy? What's a problem that they need help solving? Let me know in the comments. So one of the secrets that we need to create a really good conversion event I will be talking about in my next video, so make sure that you are subscribed and you have your notifications turned on so that you don't miss that video. And finally, down in the description, you'll find our marketing taboo list that you can download for free as a gift to you to help you make your copy a little bit better, a little bit more resonant with your audience. The marketing taboo list is our list of 6 words to stop using immediately in your content to help you sign more clients. These are words that often come from our certification or come from our own experience with this body of work, and it feels deep, it feels meaningful, but it actually doesn't mean much to your audience. And so if you can eliminate these words, it will help your copy do so much better, whether that's social media posts or a sales page. So you can go ahead and grab that below so you can understand what words to eliminate and what to say instead to get more clients.